Hmm. Okay. Hello, everyone, guys. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you all? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Afreen, and I welcome you all to today's session. So, today we are going to discuss Unit 8 of PPP, that is Foreign Exchange Remittance Facilities for Individual. Foreign Exchange Remittance Facilities for Individual. This is Lecture 8 or Unit 8 of PPP Module A. So, we are going to discuss the most important thing related to this unit. Okay, the very first thing, let's start discussing with the very first thing that is known as FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Okay, now FEMA, if we talk about the Foreign Exchange Management Act, so in India, as I have already told you that before 1991 we have a lot of restrictive policies in the foreign exchange field. And at that time the policies were so that we have to just preserve this foreign exchange reserve because it was a very limited resource for us individual or for us Indians, right? And at that time the foreign exchange was actually controlled by the defense of India. Later, with the significant changes, now the changes has been introduced, and after that there has been act which has been introduced. Just a second. Okay, so there has been act which has been introduced, which is known as the Foreign Exchange Management Act. Now, Foreign Exchange Management Act actually replaces the earlier act, which was known as FERA. So earlier there was an act which was formed to conserve the foreign exchange, and that act was known as the FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. Then FERA has been replaced with FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, right? Okay, next, if we talk about the FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, under the Foreign Exchange Management Act, all the transactions are divided either into the capital account transaction or the current account transaction. Now, what is the capital account transaction and what is the current account transaction? So, current account transaction means any transaction if it neither affecting any financial liabilities of the country nor it affecting any assets of the country, then it is known as the current account transaction. So if India is involving in any type of foreign exchange with another country, but this transaction doesn't increase any financial burden on the country or decrease any financial burden of country, means there is no change in the financial liabilities of the country, as well as if there is any transaction which neither affect transaction the assets of the country, then it is known as the current account transaction. So current account transaction, the example is like you have to pay in connection of any foreign trade, there is expenses in connection of foreign travel, education, etc. So these are all coming under the current account transaction because it is not nor affecting the financial liabilities nor it is affecting the assets of the country. But if we talk about the capital account transaction, what are the capital account transaction? So capital account transaction are those transaction in which either there is any increase or decrease in the financial assets of the country or there is any increase and decrease in the financial liability of the country. For example, India is borrowing loan from the World Bank. This loan is capital account transaction. Why? Because it actually increases the financial burden of the country. So if there is any transaction which actually affect the financial liability of the country or it is affecting any assets of the country, then it is known as the capital account transaction. And if we talk about the capital account transaction, if you are engaging in the investment in foreign securities, you are acquiring some immovable property outside India, these are all considered as the capital account transaction. And If we talk about FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, Foreign Exchange Management Act actually gives the central government the permission to impose restriction on current account transaction, and it gives RBI the permission to impose restriction on capital account transactions. So these are two things. So FEMA has authorized Reserve Bank of India to impose restriction on the capital account transaction, whereas the RBI, the FEMA has given government the power to impose restriction on the current account transaction of the country. Right now, what are the resident Indians? So, according to FEMA, what are the resident Indian? So, a resident Indian is defined under Section 2V of the Foreign Exchange Management Act, right? 1999. Now, what is this resident Indian? So, the very first and the important thing that bearing some exceptions, if you are a person who is residing in India for a period of more than 182 days in preceding financial year, then you are considered as the person resident in India. You are any person or anybody, if you are registered or you have established yourself or incorporated in India, then you are considered as the resident Indian. For example, you are any person living outside India. You are a person living outside India, but you hold any office, branch, or agency that is in India, but you are living outside India, then also this office or branch or agency is considered as the resident Indian. If there is any office or branch or agency controlled and owned by the person resident in India. So these are the four category in which define the scope of the people who are considered as the resident Indian. And in this, the very important thing is 182 days. So if in the preceding financial year, any individual who is living in India for a period of more than 182 days, then he or she is considered as the resident Indians according to FEMA condition, right? Now, next, person of Indian origin. Now, who is considered as the person of Indian origin? A person of Indian origin is any citizen who is living outside India except in the countries like Pakistan or any other country which is notified by the central government, and they are fulfilling these conditions, then they are considered as the person of Indian origin. First of all, who was a citizen of India by the virtue of Constitution or the Citizenship Act. If you are by the Citizenship Act or Constitution, you are the citizen of India. Second, you belong to a territory that becomes the part of India after the independence, after we got independence, who is a child, great grandchild, or grandchild of the citizen of India, and who is the spouse of any foreign origin of the citizen, or spouse of any of the person referring to A, B, and C. So, if you are following all these conditions and you are living in any other foreign country except Pakistan and whatever the countries which is notified by the central government, then you are considered as the person of Indian origin as per the FEMA, right? Now, why FEMA has been replaced with uh, why FERA has been replaced with FEMA? What are the difference between these two? Hi, Salochna. Good afternoon. So first of all, if we talk about the act of enactment, FERA, which was earlier act, okay, this was earlier valid and this is currently valid, right? So if we talk about the FERA, FERA was passed in 1974 and it actually started in 2000. Second, if we talk about FERA, FERA has 81 sections, okay, whereas FEMA has 49 sections. FERA, the main objective behind FERA was to conserve the foreign exchange reserve. It was actually a restrictive act which aims to conserve the foreign exchange reserve, whereas FEMA was there promote the foreign payments and trade, and enhance the foreign exchange reserve in India. Second, if we talk about this FERA was a conservative act, but this is more flexible act. Here, if you are staying in India for a period of 6 months in a preceding financial year, then you are considered as resident Indian. But according to FEMA, if you are living for more than 182 days, then you are considered as the what? Then you are considered as the resident Indian. Violation, if you violated any rules of FERA, it is regarded as a criminal offense. But in FEMA, it is regarded as a civil offense. Clear? So this is the difference between FERA and FEMA. मैम फाउंडेशन बैच 2025 के बारे में पूछना था, कोई कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर मिल सकता है किसी भी टीचर का? सुलोचना, देयर इज अ न्यू फाउंडेशन बैच, एक नया फाउंडेशन बैच आ रहा है जो कि 1 दिसंबर से स्टार्ट हो रहा है और ये ऑलिव बोर्ड ऐप में स्टार्ट होगा। आपको बस ऑलिव बोर्ड ऐप डाउनलोड करनी है, आपको सुपर एलीट सब्सक्रिप्शन बाय करना है। अगर आप सुपर एलीट सब्सक्रिप्शन बाय करते हो तो आप, अभी मैं आपको अगर यहाँ पर ये बता दूं, ये सुपर एलीट सब्सक्रिप्शन होता है जिसके अंदर आपको सारे बैचेस मिल जाएंगे, राइट? अगर आप हिंदी मीडियम की है तो हिंदी मीडियम, इंग्लिश मीडियम की है तो इंग्लिश मीडियम, और सारे अपकमिंग बैच ऑल्सो। लाइक अगर आप फाउंडेशन बैच अभी खरीद रहे हो तो उसके बाद एमसीक्यूज बैच, उसके बाद हमारा क्रैश कोर्स आता है, उसके बाद हमारा कैप्सूल बैच आता है। सो ऑल अंडर वन रूफ आपको मिलता है। इसीलिए हमेशा हम एजुकेटर्स आपको रेफर करते हैं कि आप जो है हमेशा ये जैब सुपर एलीट ऑल इन वन सब्सक्रिप्शन खरीदो। और साथ ही में अगर आप करंटली खरीद रहे हो, आज ही परचेस कर रहे हो बिफोर 24 नवंबर, आपको फ्लैट 50% ऑफ, कंप्लीटली 50% ऑफ ऑन जैब एंड कैप सब्सक्रिप्शन मिलेगा। आपको बस ये कोड इस्तेमाल करना है बिग, एंड यू विल गेट अ डिस्काउंट ऑफ फ्लैट 50%। और एलीट सब्सक्रिप्शन के बाद आपको कोई और बैच इंडिविजुअली परचेस करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। जितना भी कवरेज होगा ना, ऑल द बैचेस, जो जितने टाइम पीरियड के लिए आप खरीद रहे हो, उन टाइम पीरियड के लिए आपको सारे बैच का एक्सेस जो है इसी जेफ सुपर एलीट सब्सक्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। ओके, आई होप सुलोचना कि ये आपको हेल्प करेगा, राइट? एंड प्लीज and just download the app, you will get a call from the management also. Okay, so thank you so much guys, thank you so much who have joined this session. अगर आपको सेशन समझ में आया तो प्लीज सेशन को लाइक और शेयर जरूर से करिएगा। If you haven't subscribed this channel yet, guys, please subscribe this channel and press the bell notification icon. So thank you so much, thank you. Then meet you in the foundation batch, and in fact there is a very big surprise for all of you. So today we are going to announce that surprise at 5:15 p.m. Okay, so at 5:15 p.m. today in the evening, we all educators come together for all of you, for giving, for revealing the surprise we want to reveal you, and that surprise is actually very beneficial for you also. Kindly attend that session also at 5:15. So thank you so much guys, till then take care, bye bye, bye guys, take care. So you will get a off. Okay, if we talk about the off system, Salochna, you will just get 50% off. See, whatever the subscription amount is, a flat 50% off you will get when you apply the code PIG, right? And the price keep on fluctuating. Okay, so you just go and apply this code PIG. You will get flat 50% off on MRP of the subscription amount. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone.